Hello, am I audible? Can you hear me? Don't just listen to me. Please do think about what I'm trying to say as well. A very warm welcome to Be Aware Soul YouTube channel. So today I have a story for you. I know you wouldn't know this person very well, but it is an inspiring story. This is the story of Reshma Qureshi. She is an acid attack survivor. She could survive the pain physically, mentally, socially and economically. So today I'm going to be talking about her life story. It is surely going to be inspiring. So let us get into her story. Today I'm going to share her story because I want you all to know about how much struggle she went through when she was an acid attack survivor. The story starts here. Reshma, the acid attack survivor's sister, got married to a man and it seems to be all fine. Her sister Gulshan was expressing her marriage life to be very happy and they are living a happy life until a point of time where the parents felt that there was something wrong happening. So at that point they realized there is something fishy, and there were times when Gulshan will come home asking for money, and as soon as she gets the money, her husband will come from nowhere and take the money and go away. So this was happening and they were noticing, but still Gulshan never complained about what is happening to her. It was all fine. She gave birth to a male child and it was all fine. And the second child was a problem because it was a girl child and her status in the home deteriorated. They started treating her really bad, and at the same point there was another problem that the girl child was feeling sick. So at this point what happened was they didn't give a penny for the child to get cured. They didn't allow the child to go to the hospital. After all, she's a girl child. Why should I spend on her? That was their feeling. So at that time, Reshma's parents get a call. As soon as they pick a call, they're really shocked because it is from the neighbor of Gulshan. They're saying they tried to burn your child alive. That is what they say. And Reshma's dad runs to rescue. They run to rescue and they find her. They rescue the child and the mother and they bring her back home. Gulshan is very traumatized and it takes a lot of time for her to recover back. Finally, there was a day when Reshma had to go to give her exams. So Gulshan told she will accompany her. And Reshma wore Gulshan's clothes and they walked together. All of a sudden, they feel something is wrong. At that point, Gulshan's husband comes towards Gulshan first to throw an acid. He fails to throw an acid on her and ultimately he throws it on Reshma. She shouts so much in pain. And then what happens was, there are 4 things you need to know about what happened. Firstly, when the incident took place, there were nearly hundreds of people standing there. There are 2 women fighting over the man to stop them from throwing the acid, and everyone is just watching, like, oh, there's some drama going on. Come on, let's see it. Come on, let's shoot it. We'll get many likes on Instagram and Twitter. So let's shoot the video. Come on. That is what our ultimate aim is always. Why don't we know that there is someone who might be in trouble? Now, if you would have stopped that person, maybe Reshma would have been better today. She wouldn't have been an acid attack survivor today. So that is how we people are. We stop to react in public places. We think it's not of my concern, it's not of my problem. I'll stand only for myself. I won't stand for others, even despite the fact that there's no wrong in them, there is no mistake in them, and there is something wrong happening to them. We don't want to stand for them. That is our society. We need to be taught to react in such situations in a better way, because you can save someone from an acid attack. You can save someone from being murdered, or you can even save someone from being raped. I know even if I might have been in that situation, I might be in a state of shock regarding what is happening. I'm not able to comprehend it. There are people who are not able to comprehend it. So it is necessary for us to make this a part of our education to be able to react to situation. Now, for example, let me just leave the example of an acid attack. Now, if there is a theft that is going to happen and you are inside the home, do you know how to react to that situation? We are learning science, maths, social science and so many subjects like that. Why aren't we taught such things? We need to be taught such things on how to have presence of mind in such situation, and that is very important for us. The second thing is that after this happened, okay, I agree there are human beings who are really scared at such situation, or you feel so you're not able to comprehend, you have a feeling of shock. That girl is shouting in pain. She's shouting so badly, like she's shouting like I'm going to die now, and no one even reacts. It's like everyone is just walking. Everyone is. It's just a feeling like everyone is deaf. They're just walking and no one is ready to help. Even Gulshan tried to stop an auto, even to pay the auto to take them to the hospital, but he refused. We couldn't stop something from happening. At least we can ensure that we can give them some kind of safety now. We can give them some kind of a treatment now. Take them to the hospital now. That didn't happen. It took nearly 5 minutes for them to get someone to take them to the hospital. They had to wait until that time. They didn't have a phone to call an ambulance, and no one had the presence of mind to call an ambulance. Okay, all this happened. People are scared. The society is scared. I agree. Okay, we are not taught on how to react to such situation. Fine. We need to learn that. That is what I'm trying to say. The next thing what happens is they go to the hospital, and what happens in the hospital is more worse. She's shouting in pain. They know what kind of first aid is required, and they're not giving it. You know why? We need an FIR copy. Without an FIR copy, we cannot take that person in. More than someone's life, what matters is the procedure. That hurts a lot because, we have procedure for it. It has a different intention. Not the fact that you cannot give them a first aid. You can at least give them a first aid when the procedure is going on. That is how we don't even realize what is the necessity of the procedure. I can give you another example for this. I hope you have watched my video on Arunima Sinha, the first Indian woman amputee to climb Mount Everest. She went through a similar situation wherein after the accident, she wanted to travel in a train, and that time she was a disabled person. So she took a seat of the disabled person. They came for a checking and they wanted a form which was given from their government. Despite the fact she showed all the medical reports, they didn't accept her being seated there. At last, she removed her artificial leg to show that she was an amputee, and even then they couldn't agree to the fact. That is how much we give importance to the procedure without understanding the reality of why we need the procedure. Procedures are meant for something else. It doesn't mean that you need to burden someone because of the procedure. So even this was okay, fine. You know what happened next? They took the girl along without the first aid. She had to go to the police station to tell her story to one by one, each and every person in the police station. At last, the girl told, "Kill me. You kill me. That is enough for me." That is what she said. You can't give me a first aid, then kill me. Why do I have to stay alive? That is how she felt. That is how our society is. They don't believe you. They started mocking, telling that if that brother-in-law was angry, he should have been angry on Gulshan, not Reshma. Why did he throw the acid on the sister-in-law? There's something nasty. That is how we speak, right? That is how our society speaks. You remember the rape case that happened in Hyderabad? That is what the police said. She should have been with someone else. That is what they said. Why? It is your duty to not judge at that time. It is your duty to take the case at that time. It's not about the fact of judgment or what you're telling is the truth. It is about you searching for that person. Maybe that day they would have searched for her earlier. Maybe she would have at least been alive. She wouldn't have been burnt. She said she wanted to be killed rather than sitting here without any treatment. And that is when a police officer said, "Enough is enough. Let us take her to the hospital, and we can take the statement after her first aid is over, or after the treatment is over." And that is how she got her treatment. This is a part of the story where the incident happened, and this was the immediate reaction towards the incident. It didn't get over here. The economic burden she had, because she came from a poor family, she couldn't take treatments. At least there was an NGO to help her, to save her, and that is how she survived. Otherwise, her parents couldn't have afforded the treatment she wanted. There are people who are good-minded, and that is how she was saved today, and she is surviving today. Even after survival, when you are through such a traumatic incident, no one can get back into life very easily. She tried to attempt for suicide. Do you know why? Because She at least until then saw only people who are trying to empathize and sympathize with her, until a point of time where there were people who started mocking her. I know there was some mistake with this girl. Without the mistake of this girl, why would the man come and do it? You know, victim shaming has become such a big thing in our country. You know, whatever it is, on, even if it is her mistake, does that mean you can go throw acid? So if someone else tomorrow does some mistake, I can go kill that person because that person had made a mistake, right? So do you justify it that way? You know, the society tried to kill her because of the victim shaming. And that is something we need to avoid in a society really very badly, because it hurts. It hurts so much when you are not doing anything wrong and you are being blamed for that when you are already depressed. Every person who survives an acid attack is an inspiration, because every day they go through some sort of a struggle or the other. So much of pain mentally, physically and socially. They don't get a proper job. They don't get a proper treatment in the society because people keep judging on the way they look. This video is also an awareness video of a story of an acid attack survivor. This is made to ensure that at least we can see a little change in the society. You know, change in society takes a huge time, but yes, it is possible. Thank you. Have a nice day.